Cynthia heard the key turn in the lock of the front door. She glanced at her watch, 10:30. Cedric was home late tonight. Ever since he decided to have a dog a few years earlier, Cedric had made a habit of leaving the house at 8 in the evenings to walk Monty across the nearby fields. Cedric was a stickler for routine, and it had begun to pervade all areas of his life. His timekeeping was faultless, arriving on the stroke of 9 in the morning at his office each day. Strange, really, Cynthia thought, as he was his own boss running a successful telecommunications company. He had no need to go in early, if at all some mornings. Predictably, his appearance was always smart, with his bespoke suits, several rose silk shirts, quality ties, and leather shoes. Cynthia was bemused when she saw both men and women show Cedric a certain deference, as though he was a man of substance and status. Cynthia was thinking that a little vanity in a man wasn't a bad thing, but Cedric was taking it too far with his nightly trolling of the internet, searching for prestigious shirt and suit makers. Maybe his time would be better employed by nurturing his relationship with her. She was increasingly irritated by Cedric's focus on his self-image. It really was getting out of hand. Concentrate on the positive, she told herself. He's a good provider and a faithful husband. Cedric shuffled into the lounge, looking flustered and disheveled.
Good heavens, what on earth is the matter? What's wrong? What's happened?
I don't want to tell you about what's wrong.
Look, sit down and I'll make you a nice cup of tea. Then you can tell me what it is you don't want to talk about.
Now, Cynthia said, what is it you don't want to tell me about? Cedric took another sip of tea and blurted out, I've been seeing another woman for years. Ever since we had Monty, she walks her dog too. Cynthia's face was expressionless.
You mean you have a dog walker, mistress?
Yes, and I'm glad you know now.
Well, Cedric, I think we'd better sleep on this. It's late now. I'm going to bed to think about what you just told me.
The next morning, it was as though nothing had happened, and Cedric, as well coordinated as usual, went off to his office. Cynthia made another coffee before reaching for her dressmaking scissors from the cupboard upstairs. Opening Cedric's dressing room door, she was momentarily impressed by the array of his fine suits and shirts. She understood why Cedric created such an impression wherever he went and whoever he met. One by one, she removed the suits and shirts from their hangers and laid them on the bed. She began expertly to remove the sleeves by carefully cutting along the seams and the trousers to knee length. A smile crossed her face as she mused that at least Cedric would be pleased with her precise, even professional dissecting of the sleeves. She was surprised to find that the pieces filled 2 bin liners. In the garage, she took down a large tin of white gloss paint and eased the lid a little. With the boot of her car loaded with bin bags and the paint, she drove to Cedric's business premises, whose plate glass windows overlooked the parking area. She could see Cedric's pride and joy, his gleaming black Mercedes. Parking her own car alongside, Cynthia took out the contents of the boot, placing them carefully on the ground. Then she removed the paint lid. The white paint fell in blobs onto Cedric's car bonnet, then dribbled along the wings and lights as Cynthia upended the contents of the bin liners onto the paint-covered bonnet, creating what Cynthia, a talented artist, thought was an interesting collage. Mission completed, and with a look of smug satisfaction, she spotted Cedric through her rearview mirror, his arms flailing as he ran after her. She mused as she drove away that revenge is best served on a cold plate.